Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Rashid Aleem, honored leaders of energy and water, guests, and leaders in the decision-making process. It's difficult to follow such leaders with a talk on agriculture, food, and farming. So it's a mundane thing, but food is critical. So the lingo is from farm to fork. And if your eating habits are, you don't eat with a fork, it's a finger. From the farm to the fork, or not a fork, your finger. It takes a lot of energy from the farm to get food on the table. It takes a lot of water, and hence we need to conserve both energy and water. So if I can start with the first slide, if I can turn around a little bit so I can look at my slides at the same time. Just a little bit, sir. Yeah? Yeah, I can look at the picture. Excuse me, okay? Yeah, I can see the slides. Yeah, okay, just a little bit, yeah. Okay. Okay, the topic is energy conservation in the processing of oil seeds. What are oil seeds? Any seed which is grown, which has an oil in it. Soybeans, rapeseed, cottonseed, so everything you dream of that has oil in it, it requires a lot of energy to extract that oil. And we use solvent to extract that. So if there are any engineers here in the hydrocarbon industry and know about hexane, that's a solvent used in extracting the oil. So we'll proceed. Now, the problem is in the industry, it's extremely energy intensive to extract a kilo of oil from a seed. So when you look at it, the total operating cost of a plant or a factory, close to 40 or 50% of the costs are related to energy, water, wastewater treatment, and hence it is necessary to conserve both. So what's the challenge? I can go back once. We need to have an organized, sustainable energy conservation program. We have, just by monitoring, recording, and doing minor capital projects, we can save up to 25 to 40% of the energy costs. Main thing is you can outdo your competition by maintaining production of your facility and enhance the profitability of your operation out there. So having an organized energy conservation program makes you profitable and you are able to sustain operations. Can you go ahead? So what's required again? You need a corporate commitment. Without commitment from leaders, managers, it's not going to work. Lip service does not work in this industry. You need to have defined goals. Like Dr. Rashid Aleem always talks about sustainable, defined goals, and we need to have goals for those out there. You will survey, an ordinary survey in the facility, will you be able to identify the consumptions and where the losses are. Then you need to implement a conservation program and then continue to sustain it. Once you start a program, you need to sustain the program, and it requires a commitment of management. Please go ahead. Now, just to give you an glimpse, okay, my talk is based on the consumptions in the US because I was there for 40 years in the industry of agribusiness. If you look at it, in the USA, a quadrillion is 10 to the power of 15. And if I took off BTUs, guys, because I was 40 years in the USA, so I'm going to BTUs, you can convert it into your kilocalories. So That's what the consumption of energy in the US is, 100 quadrillion BTUs per year. Of that, food production is only 2%. And then compared to what the automobile consumes is 20%. Now, if you look at just the oils in industry, that is 0.1 quadrillion BTUs per year. So it's not much, but yet it is part of it. Can we go ahead? Now, specifically in an oilseed facility, on a per ton basis, at the current consumptions that we have and the current energy costs that we have, this accounts to $4 to $5 per metric ton of production. That means every ton of seed that you process, that's what the cost per ton is going to be. Now, what are the costs in a plant? Mainly thermal energy, which is steam. Steam is generated in your boiler house, and hence you consume fossil fuels, natural gas, fuel oil, LNG, coal, whatever you produce, biomass, that's what's required. The other thing is we need to dry the oil seeds. So consumption is required in the drying of oil seeds. Electrical energy. Some of the processes are very, very energy intensive in the terms of electrical energy. And you can see to process a ton of seed could require 30 to 35 kilowatt hours per ton. I remember joining the industry in the mid-70s when we were close to 50 kilowatt hours per ton. We've now got efficient motors, and we're down to the levels out there. Solvent. Again, it's a byproduct. Hexane is a byproduct of fossil oil refining, and is H6C6. It's an explosive, dangerous solvent to use, and which is also classified as a VOC, volatile organic compound. But the technology today to expel all the oil requires a solvent to be used, and hence we do have consumption of that. We're down to about 0.1 to 0.2 gallons of solvent use per ton of seed process. When I joined the industries, we were consuming close to 1 gallon per ton, so we reduced it significantly. Water.